Hey you guys, my name is Sean. I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia, but I'm in Manila, Philippines now at Plant Convergence. It's a beautiful Valentine's Day, and I've walked around the booth a little bit and I saw so many cute and interesting plants from local and international vendors. So I can't wait to show you what they're growing here.
You're now watching episode 1 out of 3, which will focus on international vendors. We start with aroids and end with the non-aroids. Spoiler alert, my favorite part is the Hoya booth at the very end. In episode 2, we take a break from plants to catch our breath. Join Irene, Betchoy, and myself for an intimate show and tell session as we take questions from the audience. Finally, in episode 3, we look at the local booths to see exactly what they're growing here in the Philippines and to better understand the local market. Before we start, Betchoy insisted that we start with some ice cream, the perfect start of the day. And then, I was introduced to the queen of Philippine horticulture, Vanji Go. I promise I will do an episode with her the next time I find myself in Manila.
So this is the backdrop they've prepared for Irene and I for our meet and greet and also Q&A session. And the main logo of the show is over there. But look at this beautiful array of plants. You can see here that they are so proud of their orchids and there's a lot of wonderful bromeliads here in the Philippines, and also some tillandsias, ferns, and of course some aroids on top. Beautiful, beautiful styling. This is the Department of Agriculture that's in charge of importing and exporting plants. The whole team just came to say hi to me and ask for support, and they're really interested to watch the local businesses grow. And they're really interested to help the local businesses out and to expedite and make it easier for people to import and export plants out of Philippines. And I think this is a really wonderful gesture from them to support this event. We're gonna start off here at the international booths area, starting with Mama Treehouse. And there's such a wonderful seller. And Mama Treehouse, I wonder if she's over there. She's quite busy helping out with the booth, but she's very cheerful. Hello, hi. Oh my, you guys are the warmest. I've been saying hello and taking selfies all morning. I'm a little bit tired from smiling all morning, but it's just a really wonderful experience, and I've never experienced this anywhere else in the world. And these are a lot of Philodendron hybrids, I guess. The price here is in pesos, 12,500. I'm not sure what this is, but this is quite beautiful. Just Philodendron tortoise here, variegated. That's the price for it. This is an interesting variegated monstera. I'm not sure the variety name. It's not really written here, but let me see if I can get the price on this. Yeah, I couldn't get the price on this one, but this is quite beautiful. This is a Philodendron, maybe white knight variegated with the yellow and the white variegation. It's a larger plant, so it's quite established. This booth here is from Indonesia, and they carry a lot of Anthuriums. There are a lot of these seedlings that are actually variegated Anthuriums. Now you can't really see the form or anything yet, so you have to kind of guess from the parent plants what they might look like. But most of these are beautifully variegated. And I covered the Indonesian booth quite a lot, especially in the Floyd show. So if you want to see more Anthuriums, check out the episode in Indonesia. Hi. So I'm at Yama Greenhouse, and this is apparently one that they think is particularly interesting to point out. So this is the Flamicito, but instead of the heavily mutated Flamicito, this is mutated even further by giving you these beautiful splash. So it's a Flamicito splash. Check out the Flamicito shorts where I filmed at Mike DeAndreas in the US to see what it actually looks like. So this here is a black cardinal that is mint for 50,000 pesos. So just to show you, the mint looks very discreet like that. And down here, this is also a mutation from the black cardinal. It's called the cherry red at 55,000 pesos. Interesting variegation. He does have a lot of interesting Philodendron variegation around, so feel free to contact to see more. So this is the red Congo variegated that is mint, and it's a dwarf form. Quite fascinating. And this here is a pink princess. It's also mutated. It's got this elbow marginata variegation for 7,000 pesos. This is really quite interesting to me. I've not seen these before. So this is OnlyPlants and Nuni Nursery from Thailand, and they have the variegated begonias. This is 2,500 pesos. Philodendron Adaba Pompe variegated, and these are a little bit larger size. They used to be sold in smaller forms, but now we're going to start seeing larger ones of these. They're actually quite beautiful, variegated. This is We Love Plants from Thailand. These are all caramel marbles, but if you can see them, they all look slightly different one from another. The variegation is quite varied, but I love how they look. And this one here, this is a particular beautiful leaf. And look at those over there. And they unfurl like this, like a rubber pink color. KN variegated, so these two are 90,000 pesos each. Philodendron white knight tricolor variegated. This is the first time I've seen them labeled. Usually when they're sold, I don't know what they are, so I'm glad that they've labeled it. Beautiful, look at this. This is so picturesque. I can film this all day long. Wow. And that leaf, oh my gosh. This is actually high up on my wish list, but I'm waiting for them to become a bit more affordable to get them. And actually the thing with tricolor variegation is that if you've grown these out before, you know that just keeping one variegation is hard enough because sometimes they revert back, especially if you give them too low of a light. There might be other variables at play, but when you have two variegation, that's even harder. You might lose one of the variegation entirely. So this is a bit of a risky plant. But if you can grow one beautifully, you've got one that has really good genetics, it really is quite worth it. So this is one that I don't recommend for beginners. This is beautiful too, the Philodendron mayoi variegated. Look at that. And then what I really like about this is you can see a bit of that red veining from the underside of the leaf. I actually don't have a lot of luck with my mayoi, I don't know why. This is another Philodendron mayoi variegated. I must say that they do variegate quite nicely. 180,000 pesos for this. This is really quite pretty. And actually when you mix up the different textures of the Philodendron leaves that's variegated, they can actually look quite nice. So here's another booth from Indonesia, and they're really promoting these silver Anthuriums. While the whole world is going after the dark leaf and the variegated, it's quite refreshing to see some of these silver type Anthuriums. A lot of them are actually created in Indonesia, in Bogor. So these are some of the photos, and there are actually quite a few varieties. I'm not going to be able to show you each one of them, but I'm going to quickly skim through it. And this one here is actually quite beautiful. This one really stood out to me. It's got that bit of green on the margin. Very elegant. Let me check out the name. This is Anthurium Silver Platinum, 2,100 pesos. Honestly, if I was going to bring home a plant from here, it would be this one probably. This here is the Philodendron Shady Lady. It's a Philodendron Painted Lady mutation. 140,000 pesos. That's pretty expensive. A smaller one here would set you back 80,000 pesos. Interesting variegation in this. It's a little bit mint with the elbow marginata around it. This is actually rather beautiful. Just gonna show you again that larger plant without reflection this time. It really is fascinating. It looked a little bit like a Hoya leaf, if you ask me. This is also interesting, the Philodendron Caramel Fire Tiger. And over here we've got an array of Monstera that are white monsters selected. 7,000 peso seems like a pretty good price to me. And there are of course variegated Anthuriums here. I don't really know much about the variegated Anthurium hybrids. There's so many of them going around, so I'm not going to be able to comment much on them. And for example, this one here, just a random one, beautiful variegation. This one is 40,000 pesos. This is Urai Garden from Thailand. They have a wide variety of variegated monsteras. These here are the ocean mints, 46,000 pesos. I don't know if this is ocean mint or the masterpiece. And this is 45,500 pesos. It's somewhere in the back as well. This is the Monstera White Lava, just a single leaf at 64,000 pesos. And there's a larger one in the back that is 76,000 pesos. This leaf is massive. Look at the size of that. It's a mutual plant from Taiwan. Look at this mayoi variegated. 110,000 pesos. If you ask me, the mayoi variegated has captured my heart in this trip. I've seen some beautiful varieties of them. They do variegate nicely. And the shape of the leaf is also quite beautiful for a variegated plant. Now this is just how crazy the Philodendron hybrids are. Side by side here, these look quite similar to me. But this one here on the right is a Philodendron Florida Beauty cross with Black Philly Thai variegated, 40,000 pesos. One on the left here, this is 30,000 pesos. And this one is the Philodendron Florida Beauty cross with Billy Thai variegated pink color. So there are just so many varieties coming out now. This one here does not have an ID. It's 8,500. The whole row of them. But if I can guess, this is probably a Paraiso Verde. Maybe crossed with, I don't know, Jose Blanc. Could be wrong. Do you know what this ID is?
Paraiso.
Paraiso and? Just Paraiso. Oh, just Paraiso mutation. I see. I guess this is just a Paraiso that is variegated. Beautiful, but it does have that Jose Bueno look to it as well. And the leaves look a little bit thicker than a Paraiso Verde. A little bit more waxier too. This is a Syngonium. Not seen them in a while. But this one might be the strawberry ice, but I could be very wrong and potentially very outdated with my Syngoniums. But this is 2,000 pesos and actually quite beautiful foliage. This here is the Philodendron Milano Orange at 15,000 pesos. Beautiful, beautiful variegation. And I don't know why, but my Milano refused to climb the wall. And I've never successfully grown it big. So for those of you who can grow them big, good for you. I live in a pretty high humidity climate, but they really, really need each node to adhere to the moss pole, and I just don't have the time and energy to make sure that they do that. Now, so this is the area that is sold. It's really interesting to see what people are actually buying up. So this is a Philodendron hybrid, probably a Billieti, I don't know, crossed with something, I don't know, it doesn't say here. But then this is also probably a twin of it that is sold. This is a caramel marble. Here, there's a lot of caramel marble in stock actually. A lot of sellers are selling them, but they have such different forms and of course different prices depending on where you get. Also sold caramel marble. And this hybrid here is also quite beautiful. I'm not sure what the parent is. Look at that leaf on this one here. This is like a pink princess, probably a tricolor. And some tricolor, I don't know, this is a maybe green Congo or something. I don't know, I hope them people put more plant ID so consumers can know what they are looking at. The Philodendron Black Billieti variegated. Beautiful. I thought that this was different from a regular Billieti. And the stem is also a lot darker here. This is variegated zone with a ton of variegated alocasias. And in December, which was around 2 months ago, he gifted me a bunch of these. And they have all survived and they've grown really well. These poor little alocasias in these little domes. So I can't wait to show you what they look like as they grow up a little bit bigger. There's quite a lot of varieties. And also we have an episode filmed here on how they produce these. Now this one here, it's really peculiar and not one that I've come across before. It's got that sword-like leaf, and I'm never gonna be able to pronounce that correctly. But this is the first time I'm seeing one of this. It looks like the Holtonianum. This is a better view of the variegated alocasias. All of these are probably different varieties, so there's a ton of them to explore. We don't have time for each one of them. But do check out the full episode to see what they're growing there and how they achieve this variegation. They're largely found in PC, these mutations. That's quite beautiful as well. Look at that leaf. And this one almost has like a tricolor to it. This one says it's the Yucatan Princess Aurea. Chanteriri elbow. This is 35,000 pesos. Look at that. This can get pretty big if I'm not wrong. This is so interesting. This is the Philodendron Brantianum Aurea. And the price is 21,700. Wow. This is a hybrid from northern Thailand, the Orlando variegated crossed with Gigantium. So this can actually get really, really big if you know the Gigantium, and the variegation is quite stable and quite beautiful throughout the leaves. It's amazing. So Yoon hybridizes a lot of philodendrons. Feel free to reach out to her or follow her Instagram or Facebook to see more products. But there's just an array of philodendron hybrids here. It can get a little bit overwhelming. Hi, this is from Rootwell & Co. and the Lonely Sanctuary. And then they are actually hybridizers. So these are Anthuriums. Now I'm not going to be able to tell you what these are because I'm not very good with my Anthuriums, but you can reach out to them or follow their Instagram for more information. I think they're a little bit more advanced in the Anthurium game than I am. Also, you can pause the screen to see what some of these hybrids are. And this one here as well. So a lot of these Anthuriums you have to kind of guess what the babies might look like because these are all seedlings. And you might strike it gold because all of them are going to look slightly different one from another. So their forms are quite unpredictable. But these are the parent plants. Taiwan Botanica Expo. So they're a plant show in Taiwan. We did vlog them multiple times. They do a lot of these interesting rare Platyceriums that are mass propagated. This is the jade gold, can actually be really, really beautiful when it's grown up. And this is 2700. This is Boy Garden from Thailand, and they specialize in jungle plants. Some beautiful, beautiful, healthy plants. These are not easy to grow at all. Jewel orchids, Philodendron. There's some different colors here. This one, for example, is a Picta var PHP, and that is 3,500 pesos. Beautiful, look at that. And this is a darker Selaginella. Purple Sarawak. I'm guessing from the name that it came from Sarawak. I think that's in Borneo. This one here caught my eye. It says it's the Lebesia Silver Prince. And look at the foliage of this. This is so beautiful. Maybe I can show you a better one over here. Wow. They're actually not the easiest plants to care for. They don't really adapt well to new environments. But one thing about them I heard is that they can be propagated by leaf cutting, and it's something that I really would love to try. And maybe if you propagate them and grow them in your conditions, they would adapt much better as a new young plant. It's the Hoya pubicalis pink silver ghost at 3,500 pesos. And we're at Ahoya. We saw them in a China trade show and they sold out the entire booth. And this here is a Hoya parasitica silver. Beautiful leaves. 34,000 pesos. This is the Hoya AH Black Magic at 1,030 pesos. They say they found this in the forest and this has not been described yet, so we don't know the species name. It might be a form of a known species, just a mutation. And this one here as well, I found this dark form really quite alluring. And the name is just called AH Kai at also 1,030 pesos. Beautiful foliage. Now this is the entire booth. Feel free to pause the screen and zoom in to see anything that you like, or you can also reach out to them directly if you have any questions. But with all of my videos, they're shot in 4K, so you can pause and zoom into anywhere that you like.
Thank you so much for watching this all the way to the very end. Gentle reminder that this was filmed 10 months ago and the prices have dramatically changed since then. You are more than welcome to directly contact the sellers should you be interested to know what they're offering today. None of my videos are sponsored by any of the vendors. If my content has brought you or business any value and you feel the need to reward me, I do accept personal donations. You can DM me on Instagram to find out how. Or you may join my Patreon at patreon.com/Sean from OnlyPlants for as small as a cup of coffee a month, or as a YouTube member. To join, simply open any of my videos from a computer browser and next to my channel name you will see that join button. For the rest of you, just by staying subscribed, commenting down below and smashing that like button means the world to me. Thank you again and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!